Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and in this video, I am going to be sharing my new budget layout that I will be using for 2024. I'm starting to get things together. So if that is something that you're interested in seeing, please stay tuned. So, okay, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Take a look around, get to know me, get in the comments. I'll get to know you. I'm sharing my strategies. I'm sharing what I'm doing to become financially free. I am just putting this out there for someone who may be discouraged, for someone who is in a situation as tough and tight as mine, and is just looking for encouragement. Because when I started watching budget videos on YouTube, I saw a lot of people who had it together. And kudos to them, and it's not taking anything from them, but I didn't really have it all together. So, and things just kept going downhill, kept declining, and I wanted to get on here and just show a different side of things. So my way of budgeting is not perfect. I'm still figuring out. I tend to try a lot of different styles just to see what fits. Um, So this is something new that I'm trying. So this layout that you're looking at the screen, it is my December budget that I had set up. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead. I'm going to link that in the cards. Take a look. That is what my actual budget for December looks like. But I came up with another layout, and I think this will work for me. Because one thing you guys don't see is my expenses. You hear about them, but you don't actually see them. And I wanted to incorporate that you can, take a look and see where the money's going instead of just hearing it. But not only that, for me, it's going to be a better way for me to track. So I do use credit cards, and I want to be able to track what I'm paying off, what I'm charging to my cards, how it looks to my on my budget. But this, like I said, is something new. I hope you guys can stick around and see how this is gonna help me through. Like I will also mention that I do budget using YNAB, and that is also a great way. But I noticed that I've gone back and watched a few of my videos, and I've noticed that when I track in YNAB, you still don't see all the expenses. So you may be you may see the end result of things, but the nitty gritty, the deep down, the ins and out of it, you guys don't get to see it. Well, Chatty Patty over here is gonna reel it in a little bit, and let's go in and look at what the new budget looks like. So is what it looks like, and for everyone that's been watching my videos, my subscribers, or even if you haven't subscribed yet, but you have watched a few, you have heard me make mention that I'm doing budgets by the week. I am a bi-weekly paycheck earner, but I am budgeting by the week from a Sunday to a Saturday because that works for me. So, okay, so this is my new layout, you guys. So it's the same categories, it's the same layout. Well, not necessarily the same layout. It's the same categories from before. Some of them I have moved them around. I did add one new category that I'm going to try my best to do. I used to do it, but because money has been so tight, I have pulled back a little bit from that, but I'm going to put it back in. So I have moved my savings and sinking funds from the bottom of my budget and put it to the top because I think this is very, very important to do. And also the next section, so after my income section, my income and inflow, I have my savings and sinking funds, and these are what I'm going to be working on in the year 2024. So emergency fund, all things kids, car insurance, car registration. I want to be able to pay these My car insurance is biannually. I want to pay that biannually in full. My car registration is due every 2 years. I want to have enough money saved up for that. Renter's insurance is also um, biannually, but it's funny how they bill, which is every other month. Yearly memberships, I want to be able to pay my yearly memberships. I want to do my YNAB. I want to subscribe for a year. I also want to do Amazon Prime again. I did have Amazon Prime as a subscription for the year where you save more, so you save a little bit of money when you sign up for the year. So I want to get that going again. I want to start a little vacation fund. I do have a small personal fund going, and I want to have a home improvement fund. So it's not really, anything major, but anything we need to do around the home. I do want to have a little fund for that. So the new section that I've put back in my budget is the given section. I want to start, tithing again. I used to do it before. And this miscellaneous here is anything, if I can bless someone. And even though it's tight, you guys don't come for me. Even though it's tight, it's always good to bless someone. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be $1, it could be 50 cents. You never know. And I think I've been blessed because as bad as my situation is, I'm making it through. So that's a blessing. So, yes, giving is going to be something that's getting back into my budget, and I will start small. So, okay, the monthly bills and expenses are everything within, except for my subscriptions, is everything within the four walls. And I put the subscriptions because Netflix is in there, and my Peloton subscription is in there. Peloton is in my house. So, so those are the monthly bills that I know that come around with a date. Then the variable spending is the same. The only thing I did was I combined my copay and meds, and I'm going to be doing that going forward also. So transportation is the same, kids is the same. I only combine haircuts and fun money. Personal is the same. My debt, which is loans, student loans, my personal loans, those are the same. And then I have credit cards, which is the same. Okay, and one thing I did take out from my December budget is the credit card expenses. Anytime I pay any credit card expense, it's going to go into the credit card section. So all these numbers that you're looking at here is the same numbers from the prior budget. So total income is $8,214.74. Total expenses $9,264.45, and it's going to put me in the red for $1,049.71. And as you can see, let's scroll down to the bottom of this old setup that we have, $1,049.71. Same, nothing has changed. But the new thing that I've done, I have the weeks, and there are some weeks that are hidden because I want to be able to focus on the week that I'm dealing with. And it is the same budget as in the week one that I have here. So let's just go down. I have $3,557.32 for the income, and the expenses is $3,592.28 for the expenses, which is going to put me over by $34.96. So let's go here and look at it. Total income 3,557.32, over budget 34.96. Okay? So everything is the same, but I won't be using these spreadsheets. These spreadsheets will be strictly for my A5 ring agenda with my paper budget, which I also do. So okay, let's take a look. So I've just gone in and I've put everything in the categories that they need to be. But my thing that I'm very proud of is my transaction log. So I have entered a transaction log, and this is going to help me, give you guys an overview of what's going on. So here is my transaction log. I'm actually going to, make this a little bit bigger so you can see. So it's the date, the description of where or the vendor, the category of where it's going to fall in my budget, and the amount. Now I've done a little bit of formulas in Google Sheets just to pinpoint different things and just to have different things jump out at me and have different things jump out at you guys also. So here we go. I'm going to start with week one, which started on the 1st of December, and it's going to the 9th. So first up, I paid the babysitter for $220. So I'm going to uncheck all these. And reason why, because when I do check it, it's going to highlight it green and it's going to strike it out to let me know that that money has already gone. Bye bye. And just so you guys know, all of my expenses and bills are combined. So whether it was paid on a credit card or whether it was paid from my account, it's all on this spreadsheet. Okay. And I will keep track of what I need to pay back to my credit cards using YNAB and also my paper budget. So I sent money to my daughter. So it comes under fund money for $14.93, and that has gone out of my bank account. I went to King Cullen for groceries on the 2nd for $30.47. And what has happened, these were already paid. So I'm going to click them back and I'm going to explain. So TJ Maxx, I had bought my son some stuff for his birthday for $41.23. And New York Cancer and Blood is one of my doctors for copay for $50. So this includes the copay, which is my $25 copay for that visit, but they stated that I had a copay that was due from the last time I was there. And I do remember their credit card machine wasn't working, so I paid both this time. Okay, so ShopRite for groceries for $226.20. ShopRite again for household goods because I do split it for $17.98. PSE&G is the electric service. I paid $39.79. Klarna Card, which is a subscription for $4.99. Credit Karma Spend is I did explain this in a YNAB video or another video that I have posted. Credit Karma has this like savings account. It also have a debit card, so the spend account it's linked to a debit card that you can use, but there is like a little savings account that you can save. You can also there's a credit builder account that you could use to build credit. So I have that. The spend account is where the money goes initially, and then I transfer from there to the credit builder account. So I sent $10 over to that, and that's just in the personal fund for me to save a little bit of money. On the 4th, also, I went to Marshall's and got some clothes for my son for $10.50, and this was for his birthday. TJ Maxx was also for him, another birthday gift for $35.31. Then in TJ Maxx, I bought myself something, a little pick me up, for $39.99. On the 5th, I went to Speedway for gas for $30.03. I went to CVS and I bought some supplies. I think I had bought some Pampers. This is the Pampers for my daughter, my toddler, for $8.82. And I was trying to wean her off of Pampers, but we've had a few accidents back to back, so we're back in Pampers just at night. But on the 6th, I went to Speedway for fuel again for $75.02. So, okay, if you're noticing, there's two Speedway for fuel. So I did mention this in my YNAB video, and if you've missed that, I'm going to state it here also. So hubby and I have two cars, and we interchange both cars. It doesn't matter what car we drive. Last month, my fuel cost was really low out of my personal budget or the household budget because hubby was the one driving the cars when they needed to be refueled. So far for the month of December, I've been in both cars when they needed to be refueled, and this is what happened. So the $75 is for expedition. I mentioned this in my debt update. So we have a big car and we have a little car. So the little car was only $30 to fill it up, and the big car it didn't quite fill because I was trying to stay under $100. and it got away from me to $75.02. Okay, so on the 6th, I picked up some medication at CVS for $4.51. And the same day, I did a couple different transactions at CVS. And the same day, I spent $5.09 to get toothpaste for my daughter for the baby. Also again on C on Also again at CVS the same day, I spent $13.62 for meds. Um, at CVS again, personal spending, I spent $4.17. CVS again for groceries for $9.16. I think I had bought some tea um, and something else. Then again on the 6th for some household goods, I think I went and I bought some body wash for the house for $38.87. And why I ended up buying this much, I think I ended up buying five because if you had spent $30, you get, I think it was like two $10 um, coupons. They're extra bucks that I ended up using and applied to all of this that I spent also, except for the copay for the meds. They don't take coupons for the meds. Okay, so on the 8th, I paid my babysitter for her regular $220. And as you can see, I've checked that because that has gone against my checking account. On the 9th, in Best Buy, personal spending, hubby's AirPods is not functioning well, and he wanted new ones. So for $271.55, and before you say it, if you haven't seen my other video, that didn't come out of my pocket. Initially, it did. I put it on my credit card because I was the one in the area of the Best Buy. So I did buy that and he reimbursed me. And he actually ended up giving me $300. So he paid for it and then gave me a little bit more. Okay, so on the 9th, Gala Fresh is a grocery store that I spent $55.41. BJ's on the 9th for $139.39. That's stock up on fuels. Um, excuse me, that's stock up on groceries and household stuff that we needed in the house. Okay, again, so I had to order fuel oil again for the house. I noticed that we needed some more for 423.22. This is the same amount I paid in the month of November, and because it's winter or heading into the winter, the colder season, heating oil is gonna be the death of me. So going forward, 2024, I'm gonna be saving for heating oil on a monthly basis. So on the 9th again, I had split the transactions between household goods and groceries, and I spent $145.02 getting household products. I needed everything: paper towel, toilet paper. I needed laundry detergent. There was just too many things that I needed. On the 9th, my Peloton subscription went out for $44. The 9th was the day I went shopping, so I was out and I went to McDonald's for $21.05. And YNAB came out on the 9th for $16.28. And just so you know, you guys, in that week was the only one time I went out to eat. I am so proud of myself because this, I would have been up to more than $50 already, you know. So anyway, I have a line here because that's as far as I'm going for the transactions for week one, because I'm going in and I'm going to close out my week one budget for you guys to see. Okay, but the ones that you're seeing that has been highlighted green and has been striked out, I'm going to talk about it. So I made a payment to my Capital One number one card, which is, it falls into week two. And I ended up covering some of the transactions that I had put on that card. So let's go through and talk about it. The babysitter came against my checking account. The hair fund money came against my checking account. But the groceries, kids' clothing, co-pays, those are covered under the $185 payment I made to the credit card. $30, the $8. So these three, $4.51, $5.09, and $13.62, those are also a part of the $185 payment. And out of that payment, $1.23 is left. Okay? So this is how I'm going to be doing it going forward. I'm going to be able to see the transactions that have been covered during the month, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I hope you guys are, pleased with this. I think for my mind, it's going to work. So we'll see going forward how this works. And I will divide the months, I will divide the weeks, by separating how I'm tracking. So even though I have transactions here, I won't go over them until I come back to go over week number 2. So let's hop back over to the budget and let's close it out. All right, so let's go on back up to the top. I started the month, I had budgeted to roll over $200, but I ended up rolling over $263.67, which is good. So my paycheck came in on budget for $23.57.32. Hubby was under his what I was expecting for this pay period. He sent over $800, and the 52.25 is just miscellaneous monies. So there was a Venmo, there was a surveys to go, and there was a Rakuten rewards that I got back into my account. So total inflow that I'm working with for week 1 was $3,473.24. So okay. The only thing that went out in the savings and sinking fund section is $10 to the personal fund, and that was the Credit Karma thing. So for the total for the savings is only $10. And just so you guys know, these transactions are being pulled into this from the transaction log by a formula that I have set up. So for given and tithe for the given section, I didn't do anything. I haven't started that. I just put it in there because I literally just finished creating this spreadsheet 2 days ago. So I haven't done anything just yet. Monthly bills and expenses. I had budgeted to put $12.50 over into the rent section, but I actually didn't. I didn't just yet. I did go ahead and pay my electric for $39.79. The heat and oil went out. It wasn't in the budget, but I knew that I had to. So it's red for 423.22. Subscription total 65.27, and I had budgeted for $60.28. But you know what? That Klarna card subscription was the anomaly in this whole thing because I thought that I had canceled it in time. They're stating that I didn't, so I had to pay an additional $4.99 in for the month of December that I really didn't want to. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. So total bills and expenses for week 1 is $528.28, and that's lower than what I had budgeted. Variable spending, I went way over on my grocery budget for $4.60.63. I had budgeted $150. So total for the month in the budget over here is $600. And we'll see how that goes. I still have about 2 weeks left in December, and I'm not quite sure if that's going to work out. Household goods, $25 was budgeted. I went over $201.87. Copay and meds, I spent $68.13. I didn't budget anything. $25 was budgeted for eating out. I only spent $21.05. For total variables, $751.68, which is way over budget of the $200 that I had. So now in the transportation section, I had budgeted a third of my car payment for $314. I did make the payment, but it didn't come out in week 1. Car insurance, I wasn't due yet. Fuel, I ended up spending $105.05. I had budgeted $50. Maintenance and repairs and Easy Pass, nothing. So total in the transportation section is $105.05. So in the kids section, I have to pay the babysitter twice because I started I started week one on a Friday because there was only 2 days in that first week. So I started on the first, which was Friday, and I did Friday and Saturday. So I ended up having 2 Fridays falling this week. So that's 440, which is 220 per week. Kids clothing, I spent $50.97 on my son. I actually didn't send the child support money over to my daughter in week one. I just got sidetracked and I ended up sending it in week two. So it will be falling on that budget. I didn't get my son's haircut either. My work schedule was weird, so I didn't get a chance to get his haircut then. Kid supplies, I ended up spending $40.53 between, getting little knickknacks for the kids that I needed. So total in the kids section is $531.50, and that's on the budget of under the budget of $738. In the personal section, I only budgeted $10, but I ended up spending $275.72. But remember that 271 of that amount is hubby's AirPods, so it's in the budget, but it's not really in the budget. So total in this section is 275.72. Debt for the loan section, I didn't pay out anything in week one. I did make the payment to my one main, but it didn't come out in week one. And the student loan, I mentioned this in my YNAB video. I don't know what's wrong with them because I ended up scheduling automatic payments. And somehow when I went in and I made that extra payment in October, I don't know what happened, but it canceled out my automatic payment. They told me when I called that it wasn't, but in actuality, it was. So my payment was late. We'll see what they're going to do. So nothing in that section. In the credit card section, I actually didn't pay anything because Marcus is a zero balance and Discover was due on the 12th, which is out of week one. So there was nothing for there. So total income for week one is $3,473.24. That's all my inflow. I paid out $2,202.23, and that left me with $1,271 and a penny. So you guys, this is what I'm going to be starting week two with, and we'll see how it goes. This is completely different from what I have here, but do remember there are some transactions that are in the pending status that hasn't really hit my account yet. I'm only dealing with what has hit my account. Okay. So, you guys, this is it for week one. I am so hoping that you guys enjoy this format because I'm enjoying it. I was so happy when I put everything in and saw that everything lined up. And what I'm going to be doing moving forward, just like I came in and I had budgeted using this format and then I jumped into the weeks, I won't have to jump from page to page. So I will be able to go in and put everything in. And like I said, I have some columns hidden here, which is my week one, my week two, my week three, and my week four. Those are hidden. As the weeks move on, you guys will be able to see them and see the budget as a whole. Okay? So if you've made it this far in this video, thank you so much for hanging on. Thank you so much for coming and taking a look. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I was just wrapping up and letting you guys know that, just share with me what you feel about this new setup. This is what I'm going to be working with moving forward. And I want to be able to share it with you guys. I want to take you guys along with me. I want, you guys to see my progress. I want you to see my wins. I want you to see even, I don't even want to say it, but the opposite of the winning. So I do want you guys here, cheering me on. I will be cheering you guys on too. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, please hit that button. Like this video on your way out. And like I've been telling you guys, it only gets better from here. Bye, guys.